Hi folks, welcome to a brand new episode of CNB. I'm Siddharth Vinayak Patnankar. We're welcoming you back to the Buddh International Circuit for part 2 of our Jury Meet special. That's right, this year we decided to break things up because there was so much to go through. We wanted to really do justice to it. You of course have already seen the kind of fun the jury has been having last week. Now it's the turn of the bikes, and I'll tell you what, one of the most hotly anticipated ones is the one I'm sitting on. I'm going to get started with the Continental GT.
This bike marks a major departure for Royal Enfield. Yes, its bikes always carry a shade of retro, and the new Continental GT gets plenty of that with its cafe racer looks. But what really works for it, besides the design, is the modern touch, with the new chassis improving the overall ride and handling. Add to that all new elements like a reboard 535cc engine, Paoli twin-gas charged shock absorbers and Pirelli Sport Demon tyres, and the Continental GT is an attractive proposition. Nominated this year in the Motorcycle of the Year up to 1000cc, our jurors looked keen to ride the Continental GT. And the other big nominee in this segment, and we mean big, is the Hyosung GV650 Aquila. The 647cc V-twin engine on the Aquila produces 74 bhp and impresses with a top speed of 195 kmph. Its bulky yet sweeping design makes this cruiser an attractive proposition. Also nominated are the GT650R and the Kawasaki ZX-10R. But there was also lots of action in the motorcycle up to 500cc segment, with the KTM Duke 390 really looking like a standout. Although it looks very similar to the Duke 200, it packs in lots more power and fun with its 373cc single-cylinder engine. That unit is mated to a 6-speed gearbox. The engine puts out an impressive 43 bhp. The other nominees in this segment include the new Kawasaki Ninja 300 and the Royal Enfield Bullet 500. But the bike that left our jury awestruck was the muscular Harley-Davidson Street Glide in the motorcycle above 1000cc category. The 1690cc V-twin engine mated to a 6-speed gearbox is strictly not for the faint-hearted. And yes, the bike weighs 372 kilos. This is one of Harley-Davidson's Project Rushmore bikes, by the way. Its instrument cluster can put many cars to shame with an infotainment system and an LCD screen, 2 speakers, and this bike also offers cruise control. Wow!
Welcome back to the Jury Meet special of the Car and Bike Show. How's been your date so far? We've ridden lots of bikes. Any interesting thoughts on a standout bike that you thought was a game changer?
Well, I think at least in 3 categories we had some things very interesting. Without a doubt, the Royal Enfield Continental GT was an eye-catcher. It had been shown at the Expo a couple of years ago, but now we see one in production, ready for sale. And I think it's been certainly a milestone bike for India. And I think it's brought the brand a lot farther. I would say in many respects I was also very impressed with the TVS Jupiter. I think in what is a very crowded market, it is a product that has advanced its category very well. In terms
May I interrupt you to ask, do you think it has, in its own category, the Jupiter has the ability to stand out?
Yeah, I think it's a small things. For instance, I think Kamlesh mentioned this earlier. It's got a slightly longer wheelbase. It's got a larger wheel and tire section, so it rides better. It has a little more stability. The ergonomics are slightly bigger and therefore more comfortable for both male and female users. So I think they've made a lot of progress with the bike, with the scooter. And of course, you know, the Honda products are always there. So at least all 3 segments I found very interesting and very different products.
And your thoughts, Kamlesh, on the same?
Yeah, I was, like the doctor said, the Jupiter. I was really surprised, and for the first time I felt safe riding a scooter. The scooter is always so jumpy in the front.
Yes.
And, you know, the handlebar sort of jumps in your hand, but this one was absolutely, I mean, it was like riding a motorcycle. So I was very surprised with that. And the power delivery was very nice. And I felt it would be a very safe bike in traffic.
I think we should.
Yeah, it felt like a bike that you can easily go in and out of traffic, stop when you want, go when you want.
And it didn't feel like it was wobbly.
Exactly. And it didn't feel jumpy in the front, which all scooters feel like.
Traditionally, yes.
Yeah. And one more thing.
Good.
What surprised me was the Mahindra motorcycle.
Correct.
That
Correct.
really took me by surprise because it felt, for a 110cc bike, it felt so smooth, it felt nice compared to the kind of bikes we've been normally riding like last
Right.
year.
And also, I think, as you rightly mentioned, in terms of the progression, the Mahindra motorcycle brand has seen from their first bike to what it's now, I think it's quite a leap.
Not only that, I mean, they've even surpassed a lot of the others.
Right, of course.
So that is.
No, but you have started off so behind everybody else, and then achieved so much.
Especially what I noticed most was that the vibration for a 110cc bike has been reduced.
Very low, yes.
Very low.
Yes.
Especially at little higher speed. Really superb.
It seemed to be stable. Doc, you were saying something.
Yeah, I think I was also impressed by the KTM Duke 390.
Right.
You can't forget that. And I think, in a way, to me, what is very nice about the KTM is, first, at a 390cc bike, we're producing a product in India now that is much more mainstream globally. And I think it's a good step forward. Most of our 110cc bikes have limited market appeal. Yes, they go into overseas markets, but KTM has an opportunity to take it to
beyond Southeast Asia.
Exactly. And I think it's also a little bit of a bold experiment. We've seen it with the Duke 200.
The smaller Duke.
Yes, with the Duke 200, and now with the 390. They've introduced a new category, just like we've seen in the cars. Every year now, suddenly somebody introduces a new product that defines a new category.
In between two existing categories.
So I think it's nice to see that also happening in motorcycles.
Well, that's good news for all of us, and of course for all the bike riders.
No, the nice thing about the KTM is that a guy like me, of course, if I was allowed to buy a bike, I can't go out and buy a big bike.
Right.
Neither can I buy a little teeny weeny thing. So this fits in where
in the mid segment of
exactly where somebody like me who wants a bike would buy.
As a I would only use the word toy, but as a hobby bike. As a hobby bike, it fits in very well.
For knocking around on Sundays and things.
Yes,
nice.
I think that's the same thought that I also had when I first rode this some months ago, and again today I thought, and it's very responsive.
Yep.
And it has all the motocross feel that it was designed with, which allows you to really move around in traffic, which is really
ergonomics
USP.
is superb.
Yes, superb. I agree.
Superb ergonomics. Yeah.
That's fantastic. So you see a bright future for the motorbike in India.
Yeah, of course.
Well,
Yep.
That's good news. Let's go and do some jury duty now.
Let's go.
Okay.
Thanks.
So it was great to have a more mature product lineup in the two-wheeler space indeed. Back to the four-wheeler side of things now, and it's a whole new subcompact SUV category that has been created by Ford this year with its sub-4-meter EcoSport. With attractive pricing, Ford has received an overwhelming response to the EcoSport, so much so that it stopped accepting new bookings. The 1-litre EcoBoost petrol engine is the one that has us impressed with its 123 bhp output. This is the standout amongst the 10 variants on offer, which does include a dual-clutch automatic on the 1.5 petrol. Our jury did spend quite a bit of time driving the many EcoSport variants on the Buddh track, and why not, right? In 2013, there was also one more addition to the compact SUV segment with the launch of the Nissan Terrano, the rebadged twin of the Renault Duster, which was also back, defending last year's Car of the Year crown. The Honda CR-V and the Force Gurkha were the other SUVs nominated in this segment. Though the latter didn't show up for the meet, the CR-V was available to the jurors in automatic and manual variants.
It is time for India's most credible and most awaited automobile honours. And you have the chance of driving away in the winning car and bike.
Vote for the CNB Viewers' Choice Two-Wheeler of the Year. 1. Bajaj Discover 100M. 2. Honda Dream Neo. 3. Honda CB Trigger. 4. Honda Activa I. 5. Mahindra Centurion. 6. TVS Jupiter.
Log on to ndtv.com/CNB. Type CNB, the number corresponding to your choice, along with the name and city, and SMS it to 56388. Win big with CNB, India's most watched auto show.
Vote now and win big with CNB.
It doesn't matter how far you've gone. What matters is how close you are to winning the Volvo XC Adventure.
Do you want to OD on adrenaline? Your first love may be an SUV, but will you be the last one left driving it? Tell us why you should be on this crazy ride. Upload your videos to ndtv.com/adventure. 12 lucky winners get this monster to go head-to-head in a freewheeling, no-holds-barred treasure hunt.
Because somewhere in an Indian forest is an all-expenses-paid holiday to Sweden. Volvo XC Adventure, coming soon on NDTV.